disconnected me. Oh, hate when that happens. So incredibly frustrating. Okay, I made it to the office. I just washed my face, that's all I've done. If you were on the last live, see if anybody else joins me over here now. I'm gonna shut this door. All right, so, anyways. First, I was just chatting along. We've had a great chat for whoever's been on the previous live. Oh, and I just turned off my, oh man, you guys, what is happening? I'm trying to fix this light. Hi again. Okay, perfect. So, anyways, I'll recap in case you're just now hopping on. So Adam's been on a men's trip this week, and he had it planned for a long time before I got sick and everything was paid for and the flights and all these things. And honestly, I was just really excited for him to get to go on a guy's trip. So I was like, no, I've got this. But it has just kind of been a little bit of a long week. And so, but I'm feeling so much better, and he should be home in the next couple of days. And thank the Lord we did not have a hurricane come through while he was out of town, because I'm not quite sure I could have handled that one, but I'm sure had it if I would have figured it out. But really grateful that it all worked out. So I don't know exactly what had made me sick. I do know that it came back as Shiga toxins with E. coli. So somewhere either bad meat or unwashed produce, or contaminated, maybe somebody who fixed it didn't wash their hands or something like that. So, which is disgusting to think about. Okay, I mentioned this on the first video, but since it got cut off, so frustrating when that happens. I'm going to pin this comment and pin this here. Maybe I'll unpin it because, okay, all the links, whoever was asking for a face wash, all those things, they are all in the description video. But I am so glad I'm feeling better. I did take this week to try and rest. When the kids were at school, I would get them to school and I was so dizzy. My heart was so fast at the beginning of the week. I was like, I literally just have to rest. I don't feel great. And now I am actually feeling oh, I can get regular things done, and I'm feeling really good. So that's really exciting. Yes, it's the Erase Pre-Cleanser is what I use to wash my face. And then I use Pomifera, both from Pomifera, and then a Pomifera regular cleanser. And we're just gonna do a little late night live. Make you wanna eat from home from now on. That's how I feel. Even eating from home, I'm so many things that I really like. I kind of am oh no, is it gonna mess up my belly? And so, I haven't really been able to eat much because I was mentioning on the other video, I ate shrimp tacos yesterday, totally an hour later got sick, threw up. It's just my stomach is not able to handle a lot of any seasonings on food and stuff. So, but I'm supposed to be integrating, getting back into real life. So I'm trying, but I'm being sensitive to the fact that my stomach is sensitive. Did anybody get to hop on the other night? It cut it off, but we did a late night worship together. I've never done anything like that before online. I was so disappointed that it got cut off, but I hope whoever needed it heard it. And then I've gotten so many messages from people who were that they really needed it that night. And I don't know how else to describe it other than this feeling I need to do this because someone is in such need right now. It was the feeling if you don't do this, what I felt was if you don't do this, someone's going to die. I know that sounds so heavy and so extreme, but I could not shake it. It felt so heavy that someone is so heartbroken or so lonely or so desperate or so in need. Like, it just felt, and I also know that I would never want to ever, the enemy will tell, like, I felt like, well, people are just gonna think you're just trying to like brag or be weird about like, well, it was just such a weird to like sit and worship. Like, I feel like that's very private, but honestly, I just felt like that was what I was supposed to do and share that. And like, I felt so blessed in my own house, and it was such a good reminder. Like, I could physically, tangibly feel the presence of the Lord in my house that night, and praying with you guys and worshiping, and so grateful for whoever wanted to do that or got to do that with me. I know it got cut short and we didn't get to chat about it or anything, but I literally could feel the presence of God, and that's such a great thing. We haven't had like a church family connection here like that I would love to have, and we haven't found like maybe our forever church, and I really missed that. And it was just such a good reminder that if I will pause and welcome the Lord even into my own home, that I can still have those like impactful presence of the Lord moments, like without having to be at a church. Like, we can welcome that into our own homes. So an ant. Okay, these are until tomorrow. Probiotics. I have eaten more probiotics in the last month than I have my entire life. Probiotics help heal your gut. They help your gut microbiome. They are so good for you not getting I did 8 bags of IV antibiotics and did not get a urinary tract infection or a yeast infection. That alone is a miracle. But if you or your kids are ever on antibiotics, probiotics are great to help prevent yeast infections, and they're just really wonderful for you. They're great for bloating. They're great for digestion. They're great for like anxiety, like because of your gut levels being what they need to be. But anyways, they have a deal starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. that if you get a bag of probiotics and a thing of greens, it's 35% off. You can get 2 bags of probiotics for 35% off, or colostrum and probiotics. You just have to use my code Courtney's Fun, and it starts tomorrow at 10. But Peach Probiotics come back in stock tomorrow. If you love Peach Probiotics, drop below how much you love it, and I'm not making it up how fabulous it is. The hurricane came and passed. Aaron has passed. We did have a bunch of trees in our area split, and the wind was really bad. We were driving home last night. I had to pick Lexi up from a birthday party, and the whole time she was like, Jesus is with us, Jesus is with us, because there was so much lightning, and there's like a tree branch fell, and I was like, we just need to like make it home. And it came out of nowhere. Like, I was going, like, she was needing to be picked up. It was like kind of raining. It'd been raining all day, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like the wind just like cranked up, and lightning every couple seconds. It was crazy. And then after a couple hours, it was, I swear I just saw some sort of flying ant. And then we made it back home, and we were like, we're not getting out anywhere. And it was fine. It was over. And then people were posting pictures this morning. And the biggest thing, it makes it to where our tides are really big. So like, you couldn't go to the ocean. You couldn't go swim or anything, obviously. Like, the rip tides are really bad. And so, but that's like when the storm is out in the ocean, that's kind of how it affects us, is like rain. The eye of the storm was nowhere close to us. So Helen loves Peach Probiotics. Kimberly loves it. What about starting our own church? I don't think I'm qualified. I don't think I would even know where to start. Like, I feel like maybe I could start a Bible study. But there is a church here that needs a pastor. It's like a church plant, and we watch like on a computer screen or like a teleprompter, or whatever, a big screen. And it's a great group of people. And if I felt led, I'm like, oh, there would be a church, but we're not really qualified for that. But we do love Jesus. Okay, something I was going to mention. If if you have never tried this, I brought it in here earlier because I was filming. I went and got out of the shower and brought it in here to film about it because it is by far the best hair product I have ever used in all my years of ever doing hair products, hair things. If you have followed me for a while, you know I have like coarse, almost horse-like texture hair, like kind of dry, like a lot of split end type. I don't know, that's just how my hair is. This stuff is like seals it, it's shiny, it looks like a hair commercial, and it does it every single time you use it. You probably get like 15 uses out of this bottle, so you don't use a ton, you just use like a little bit, and it's got the cap on it right now, but you take this cap off. And there's also a thing at the bottom here you have to peel off. So I get a lot of questions on mine doesn't work. It does work, you just have to take this off. Just like old school ketchup. So you're gonna just like hot sauce this on your hair for 7 seconds and then rinse it out. Don't leave it on longer. It is an acid treatment, but it is fabulous. And it's so, so good. So healthy. I'm getting my hair cut Friday. I'm gonna go shorter with it, but it has grown. I can tell you how much it's grown because look at these grays, people. They're like, I don't know if you can tell. I feel like this whole section's just like grays, 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 grays everywhere. I'm getting it cut. My sweater is Pink Lily, and I have a Pink Lily discount code. If you go to CourtneySwan.com, you can just click that link and grab the code and you'll get a discount. Collagen and greens taste so good together. Lori, you couldn't figure out how to get the lid off, and neither could about 4,000 other people, because every single day I probably get 50 messages daily. Not exaggerating, like all the time. I guess because I have some ads running about this product. Like I've submitted more content about this. I'm a firm believer, like if I don't, not every hair product works for every person. So I do not, if I don't love it, like that's just not what I promote. But if I do love it, then I'll like submit my content. I am obsessed with this. I've submitted more content, not even requested. I think I'm at my tapped out, but I'm like, it is so good every time I dry my hair. And I'm like, can you believe it? Like, I'm just blown away every single time. And so I think because I have people will either know, like they bought it from me, or they see an ad and they're like, I can't get mine to work. But I get messages. They need it on the bottle, like twist this off, but that's it. I also gave a bottle to a friend who is gonna be on a news show, because I was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna be on the news, like so exciting. She was like celebrating her grand opening, and I was like, use this on your hair. I did not tell her how much to use, and I don't know if it tells you. It doesn't like tell you a specific amount. She used the entire bottle, the whole thing, on her head. And she was like, it worked great. And I was like, well, that bottle will last you a long time. She's like, I used the whole thing. And I was like, no. So I wanted to be sure. I'm going to start educating, like this bottle, like you just spritz it on your hair. And then that's why it has such a fine opening. And it's so small, because it is this will last you a while, like a good while. What's everybody doing? What does it actually do to your hair? It makes your hair incredibly smooth, really shiny, no frizz, and like super glossy looking, but not greasy. So it says, if I can read, detangles and smooths hair in 7 seconds, instant repair treatment. Lamellar technology helps the ultralight liquid penetrate the hair cuticle and targets the damaged area of your hair. That gives you visibly silkier, smoother, shinier hair in seconds. And it really does work in seconds. I will say I didn't read the directions my first time using it, and I was like, 7 seconds doesn't seem like long, and I left it on for like a couple minutes, and all of a sudden my scalp started really, really heating up. So don't do that, because I'm like, I don't know why I'm like this, but I'm like, longer is better, right? Not for everything, it's not. And so just follow the rules. Like, it's not really meant for, it's not a scalp treatment. It is just for your hair. So you put it on your hair and rinse it out. But if you have really, really tangly hair too, you can put that in and it, like, I don't know, it just smooths it out. So you wash your hair with shampoo, you condition your hair, then you use this and then rinse this out and then you're done. She used the whole bottle. I was like, what? I use the Miss Bond shampoo and the Miss Bond conditioner. And it's after conditioning. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna take colostrum. I have been taking this every single day. I absolutely love it. I've just been dry scooping it. It tastes like a butter cookie when you dry scoop it. You can also mix it. I could have mixed it in this bottle, shaken it up, and it has no flavor if you mix it in a drink, but it's really good. Also, I've been dieting for like most of my adult life. And it's kind of when you take a gummy vitamin, but you don't really eat sugar, that you're like, this is delicious. That's kind of how I feel about this. It's just the colostrum, but it has chicory root, and it's a colostrum plus. So it has echinacea, colostrum, which colostrum's like liquid gold, and it's the extra colostrum from cows. Like, it's really, really good if you have anything, any sort of infections in your body, which since I have been going through E. coli, and I have a bacterial infection that is hard to get rid of, this helps boost your immune system and supports gut health and digestion. And so I've been taking this every single day. I'm gonna book another cruise to Puerto Rico just so you can bump into me and we could go to fruit stands. Girl, I love it. It is so, like, not lost on me that I had never visited here when we got like the opportunity to move. And then we were like, okay, well, that sounds like that could be an amazing adventure, and like what type of opportunity and all these things. And that we have just fallen in love and absolutely love it here. So collagen is from Beautiful You, the probiotics, Beautiful You, colostrum's Beautiful You. All the things I took tonight are Beautiful You. I haven't started back on a GLP-1. I was taking before I got sick, like an all natural GLP-1. I just haven't started on that because I'm just trying to like focus on healing my gut and focus on, I don't know. So that's why I've been doing probiotics and colostrum and everything. You love the Miss Bond shampoo and conditioner, Stephanie? So do I. It's really great. Ooh, you did the rainforest but want to see other stuff? The big thing, if you ever come down here and you go to the rainforest, you have to check the weather and make sure there's not going to be rain. And it does rain a lot because it's rainforest, but the news shows people, mostly tourists, that end up getting stuck in flash floods in the rainforest often. It is actually like a issue, and because you don't realize like how the rain comes down so hard, so fast, and then it's so mountainous that you can end up in a really bad flash flood situation, and they have to have rescuers go out there and like save people all the time, or people die. So yes, so I'm getting everything feeling better before I try the GLP-1. And to be honest, I'm not trying to do, I haven't had Trim Fit either, because, which I really miss because I love the way I feel on Trim Fit. I really love, like, I just feel like it helps my day. I love how it helps with appetite control. I love it, how it gives me energy. I love how it boosts my mood. Like, I really love, Trim Fit is my favorite product that Beautiful You has, and I haven't had it since, I tried drinking it maybe a week after being out of the hospital, and I just instantly could feel like, I don't know, almost like stomach acidity, you know, like it's a berry flavor, and I don't know, I haven't had it since, but I'm trying to avoid caffeine, and I'm already struggling not to eat, so I don't really want an appetite suppressant right now. because I'm already kind of repulsed by food and nervous to eat because it makes me sick a lot of the time. And so I just haven't added that one back in. But trust me, as soon as I feel like my stomach is good enough, or when my doctor says I can, but as of last week, he was like, why don't we hold off on this one? So that's what I'm doing. All right. Yeah, so you use the 7-second treatment after you shampoo and condition. Okay, this jellyfish peptide from Pomifera, and this one is for the face and neck, and then they have this one for the eyes. These have been like all over the Today Show, they've been all over TikTok, everything, but they really help with like loose sagging skin, deep wrinkles, fine lines, tightening your skin. So if you struggle with any of those types of things, they work almost instantly. Like if you had a high school reunion or something, you were gonna be in a wedding, whatever, you could use it, but you also will see major results like after like 30 days of using them. So be sure you take before and after pictures, like facing a window, just for yourself. Like you don't have to post about them, but it's just amazing to kind of see. There's a buzz. I am up late. Okay, so the GLP-1 I was using was like an all-natural GLP-1. It was from Make Wellness, and I just haven't, I will probably start, once I feel better, I'll add in the things that I like. I also started taking iron every day again because my iron levels were really low. And so I've started taking iron again. I haven't added in, right now I'm just working on like healing my body. Not really as much like weight loss at this point, but it's from, if you go to CourtneySwan.com, I have it listed. It's from Make Wellness, and it's called Lean, and it's just like an all natural GLP-1. It just helps your body naturally produce its own, and it's a peptide, so probably not like as good as like a pharmaceutical grade, like not the same as a shot, right? But it is a peptide that's a branched chain amino acid and helps with like weight loss and appetite control. So okay, have you tried Primal? Never heard of Primal. Don't even know what that one is. All right, going in tonight with absolute favorite vitamin C serum. This is the Super Boost vitamin C serum. I had planned to go live earlier, but Beta, so when I tell you she has been crying about things, I talked to Natalie about it tonight, but I was like, sorry, late night live, you still up? And I was like, my baby is just crying about, which she's also missed her dad. He's been out of town, you know, and then she's first week of school, and it's a big transition from being at home with me all day to being at school. And she's at school from 8 to 3 at preschool. And but she is crying. Like last night, I could not get her to go to sleep because she did not want to be a mom, and she didn't want me to be a grandma. And I was like, you're not a mom. And she's like, well, I have all these babies. And I'm like, and I don't want you to be a grandma. And I'm like, I'm not a grandma. Like one day I'll be a grandma. And she's like, no, I don't want you to ever be a grandma. And then she was crying the other day because she didn't get to meet my papa. And she's so sad she didn't get to meet him, and that she'll never meet him. And I'm like, you'll get to meet him one day in heaven. And she doesn't want to go to heaven. She's like, I don't even know if I'll like it. I'm like, you'll like it. It's going to be great. Like, you know, but she's just been crying over just the silliest things. And I think too, she's just overly tired. So, ooh, Primal Queen beef organs helps with iron naturally. I would love to try that. I've never heard of that, but I would love to try that actually. I have always struggled with being anemic. I've really struggled after pregnancies and then after surgeries or anything like that, to be like severely, like almost blood transfusion level anemic. And then I have heavy cycles, so I feel like I'm always dipping down, and then it takes me a little while to build back up and then dips back down. And so I definitely would like to try that. I bought like the iron fish and you can cook that in like soups and stuff and add extra iron. And normally I eat red meat, but right now every time I eat red meat, it just makes my stomach so upset. I like can't handle it yet. So I've got to figure out how to get iron. I have the hiccups, I'm so sorry. How to get iron without eating red meat. So yes, probably from keeping her emotions a lot at school, and then home is a safe place to let it out. I feel that that's how it is too, because she is just, and she came home and she said, Mom, something happened at school and I'm so embarrassed. And I said, what happened? And she said, I tooted so loud. And I was like, well, everybody toots, and like everybody poops, everybody pees. And she was like, I don't think anybody heard it, but I had been trying to hold my toot all day. And I thought, oh wow, at such a young age, like you're already, like she knew, like, oh, I'm gonna hold my toot, like, but she came home, she was so embarrassed. And she said it was at nap time, but she didn't think anybody heard, and or that they didn't know that it was her. And so, but it's just been like different hearing her talk about like her little friends or her teachers, or like just things that, I don't know, it's just been really adorable, like getting to see her grow at this like point, because she's just always been like the baby, and now she's really getting bigger and she has such a big vocabulary. And so it's just so cute. Yes. Okay. So if you take iron, taking vitamin C with it as well, so that you absorb the iron. You also, if you're taking iron, you don't want to take any other medications within 4 hours of taking the iron, because it will like absorb them and you won't absorb the iron. So okay. So what I had used, I saw somebody, I said, this is like a super boost vitamin C serum, and you can almost see it work instantly. It is so fabulous on, and it just almost makes your skin look like you did a collagen treatment, but you didn't. It's this, and you can wear this under your makeup as well. I love it in the daytime and I love it at night. If you have sunspots, they make a nighttime version of this that comes in like a little container, and they're little pods. It's the vitamin C and E serum from Pomifera in the youth category. These are all from the youth category actually. And I have the link in the description of the video. There's also a sale going on, but the ones in the little pods that you like bust open and use, they have a raspberry seed oil and a few other products that are really good for dark spots. So if you have sunspots or melasma, those are really good for that. And then the other thing that's really good for melasma is Pomifera oil. So if you have sunspot issues, Pomifera Rose is fabulous. Age spots, deep wrinkles, emerging wrinkles, fine lines. It's got lavender, coriander, eucalyptus. It's a blend, so it has and rose oil, and then Pomifera, which is like an Osage orange, which is really good for your like anti-aging. It has all of that in it. And I don't like this before my makeup, so I only wear this on non-makeup days or at nighttime. But this is the stuff that will totally change your face if you have dark spots. I do like to let the jellyfish peptide dry just a little bit before I put this on, because I don't like any sort of peeling. And if you put them on right at the back to back to each other and you don't wait, just like I just did, I waited like a couple minutes. But my dad was here a couple months ago. So I'm trying to think of when my dad was here. It was Lexi's birthday, so in June. And then he was here in October. He's currently in Thailand right now, and he's about to head to Vietnam. So my dad will be in Vietnam. I think they leave in 9 days to go to Vietnam. And he's just traveling the world. So I did kind of have like a little meltdown with him last night. And I was like, I just don't know how like some people get lucky to have like a family support system. Like my parents moved to Florida when I was like 17. And then they moved to Hawaii when I was like my late 20s. And then I've just never lived, like, well, my mom technically lives like maybe 45 minutes from my old house now, but I didn't like see her a ton. She did text me tonight and ask how I was doing, but I haven't ever had like a big support of like my parents being really involved with helping with my kids. And I was just like having like a sad day about it, of just being like, this would be so nice. And then when we lived in Tennessee, Adam's mom helped all the time with her kids, and we just miss her. Like, not necessarily the help, but just like the being around. Like, my papa helped a lot. I had a fabulous relationship with him until he passed away, and he came to everything. And so, but I was just like, I don't know, like a little sad about it yesterday. And I was like, I just wish I had that, like, I don't know, where they would like come to my kids' things or like be involved or something. I really wish, but that's not how our family dynamic is. And so I was kind of complaining about it for a minute to him, and I was like, it's just so nice other people have that. I wish I did. And then I was like, well, have fun traveling the world. But I don't resent him for, like, he should travel if he wants to. If he isn't going to live near us, travel the world. You know, so, but I have had Botox before, not in a while. It's been like over a year. So you can see what my forehead looks like. I mean, I definitely have some wrinkling, but they're not just deep wrinkles, that they're just like expressive, I guess, if that makes sense. And I think that sometimes it's like my period or something. I have no idea. Or maybe because Adam was gone and like all these different things. And I am so grateful for what, like, I think you focus, like whatever you give your attention to, that's what like sprouts. And I really just like came to the realization a long time ago that this is like kind of what my family dynamic is like, they moved away when I was young, and it's just kind of been like that. And so but every now and then I'll see like a mom and a daughter like out at TJ Maxx shopping or something, and being like, oh, I wish I had that. And I didn't have that necessarily, but I can be that for my kids. And it's just every now and then that I get like, not even jealous, just like a little sad that like I wish I had such a strong relationship with my grandparents, and I like wish my kids had that, because I just felt like I was their favorite people like ever to have been born. And I just felt so loved and so safe, and it was so fun, and I like genuinely enjoyed spending so much time with them, that I wish my kids had that. And then I also wish like that I had that, like as someone who's like got all these kids, and sometimes it's like, and I work, and like, you know, sometimes it's hard, and I'm like, oh, I wish I really had that. And at some point Adam's mom will probably move down here, which will be really exciting. We really just miss her, and she's super involved with our kids, like when she's around. And then also like Christian went and stayed this summer, so I'm not complaining. Like, I'm so grateful. I know some people don't have anybody at all, and I know my parents love me, so I'm not trying to have a complaining session, but that's just how I was feeling yesterday. And I know people are like, well, you moved, and it's like, well, I did, but I didn't have that when I lived back home either. So okay, lash serum. This is from Barboletta, and I have very sensitive eyes, so I go like almost on my actual like lashes. Do you see that? Right on my lashes, and then just like the tiniest bit on my actual skin, and then I kind of smudge it. And I don't use this every single day because I have sensitive eyes, so I use it a couple times a week. Like normally Sundays and Wednesdays is when I use it, but mostly because I have sensitive eyes. If you don't have sensitive eyes, you could probably use it every day. But I'm using it enough. My lashes have gotten longer. Like, I don't know if you can see them. Like, they look like feathers. I made my kids touch them this week. Like, they are thick. They like actually look like feathers. They feel like not an actual feather, but if you felt a bird feather, like my lashes are thick and long, like truly. Can you see on camera? They have grown, and that's with no mascara on. That's just like a natural lash. They totally touch my brows, like if I have mascara on, And they've just gotten and this stuff is fabulous. It's called Barboletta. I have a discount code. And anyways, I'm gonna read some of these. Yes, so your grandparents were thousands of miles away, but you adored them, but it's hard. And my kids, like, they talk to my parents on the phone, or like we'll FaceTime, or like my dad came to visit, so I'm really not complaining. I just, sometimes, it's just, I don't know. Like, not everybody has that, you know? And I put the link for the lash serum in the description of this video and a discount code, but it's Barboletta is the brand. And then you can use my code and link to get a discount. So, my nose is itchy. Sometimes I feel like when you do your skincare, it can make your nose really itchy. Okay, I went and captured this out of the floor. Veda had it earlier, but this is the Pomifera Happy Salve. So good. Right now they have 10% off build your own bundles, free gifts over $100 with Pomifera. And if you've never tried it, their skincare is so wonderful. I have no filter on. It's so good. Oh, you pick them up at school and go to sports practices and things, and their moms are at work. That's so sweet. I was crying. I was upset about it a little bit, and then I was like salty. Like, I never want to be like a resentful person. And I was feeling salty about it, mostly because I was overwhelmed, like in my own state of chaos, that I was like, I just wish I had this, right? And I just had to be like, God, like, surround me with a community. Like, seriously, like, bring people into my life that, like, they don't have to be my parents. Like, my mother-in-law, like, is a perfect example of just feeling so loved by someone that's not your parent, you know? Or people who are like grandparent figures to my kids, or like our neighbor Josie is so sweet. She is 88 years old, you know? And, but God has brought us, like, if you pray for community and you pray for God to bring you friends, and like, He has them somewhere waiting for you. Like, really, they're out there. And one day your path is going to cross with all of them. And I literally had to move here. I've been praying for community and friendships and everything for years back in Tennessee. And I had some great people that I love there. But my daily life was not like crossing with others, you know, like we kind of just stayed at our home all the time. And truly here I probably have 50 people I could call right now if I was broke down and somebody come pick me up. Like, it is absolutely crazy to have moved and restarted somewhere and been like, oh my gosh, like, just so many people that you're like, and if you're lucky to get one or two great friends in your lifetime, you are so blessed, you know? And we still have great friends back in Tennessee that we get to talk to, but our daily life here, just if anyone is ever like feeling prompted to move and you're like, what if it's bad? Like, what if it's good? That's all I've got to say is like, what if God really does have something like really good in store for you? And so that was kind of my prayer yesterday, was kind of like, God, help me not be like bitter about this. And I don't want any resentment or bitterness. Just like surround me with people who like love us and help us like have a community here where it doesn't feel like as isolating. You're their daycare, Grammy. Living with me, we're so close. It's more, oh, these are such cute comments. It's more than grandparents with me and Pop and living at the ranch with me. Oh, how fun is that? Yes, and I have all of you guys, Bobby. I agree. I have such a great support system online, and I have such a great community of people to like love or pray for me or worship with me, or I'm so blessed. I'm really not trying to complain. I just think that there is a reality of your grandparents being dead and your parents not living near you, you know? But yeah, it is so beautiful down here that like we have gotten plugged in, that like my kids have friends, or that we have just people like that have been like, the church has been so lovely to like welcome us with open arms, or you know, we haven't really found that. Like, do you ever have a church where you just feel like this your home church. I don't feel like we found that necessarily, but the people we've met from the church or from the neighborhoods or from the school have been fabulous. So we're just trying to, just part of it, like finding your place. But we're totally away from the storm. The storm's out in the ocean and we just got a bunch of rain from it. But even tonight, there's not even rain. Last night there was bad thunderstorms. But after all these years of watching, it feels like family, right? It does. And I get to like really hang out with people. I had someone message me today, and I'm an emotional person. That's where Veda gets it from. All her like crying about everything, not meeting her grandparents. Like, she gets it from me, honestly. But someone sent me a message today, and it was a voice memo. And she said, hey, I just want to let you know, like, this is a summary. I reached out to my brother or brother-in-law who's a plumber and asked him about your septic system, and this is what he says to do. And she's sending me this whole voice memo. And I just was like, oh, it was so silly because it's over plumbing. I was like, just so touched that someone would go out of their way to like reach out to their brother-in-law about my plumbing situation and like advocate or try and get me good advice, right? Or like being in the hospital, people sending messages of like, have you tried this? Have you had them check this? Or so many people like with plumbing or with moving or with all these things, just like, or be sure you're taking this, or, you know, have you had this checked? Like, and people genuinely like caring for us. But today she just sent me this, and maybe it's because it was a voice memo and you don't normally get to hear like the voice of other people on the other side, but you could tell she just like cared for me. And she was like, I'm sure you could find a good plumber down there, or if I'm around him, I could have him call you to explain it. And I just thought like, how blessed that I have people in my life like that I've gotten to connect with on here that like love and care for me. And that is so sweet. And I am so grateful for that, you know? So I don't take that for granted either. I have friends that do the same type of job and they get a lot of ugly messages every day. And I just joke that like I have been so blessed to be on the good side of the internet, where most of the people that I get to interact with genuinely love and care about my family and are sweet to me, like truly, genuinely so wonderful to me. And so if that was you, thank you so much. It really touched me. And I just thought it was so nice. But so many nice people do nice things like that to me all the time. Like send me their favorite recipe, or, you know, like send me pictures of their grandkids or their makeup when they went out and they tried something that I'd shown. I don't know. It's just, the internet is such an amazing tool and can be used for so many good things. So it's just so sweet. Y'all, I got really hot in my bedroom because or really cold because I had the air blasting in there. And then in here, the air doesn't seem to be working at all. Getting a little toasty. Also, it's so crazy. Does anyone else have blue eyes? And if you cry or like tear up, they just turn like insanely colored. I feel like if I get upset, that's like one of the, even my kids will be like, you have been crying. Like your eyes look like a wolf or like a fox, like an Arctic fox. They'll get really, really blue and kind of crazy looking. But you guys are all so sweet. Yeah, so you don't always get to be with your family, but I get to be with you guys every single day. And that is so good. So I think I found out the reason the other night the video got cut off is because I was streaming a YouTube video, which was like someone else's song. So they consider it like copyright. Like it's for the protection of people not, I guess, trying to make ad money or some. I make no ad money, by the way. I don't do ads on any of my content. And so I don't play ads, but I guess you could stream and potentially be making money off of somebody else's videos. And that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was just trying to show like a worship video. But I think it's because music was playing. I used to actually do all my lives with worship music playing in the background. It was also like a really good filler. If I wasn't talking, there was like music going. I personally love the feel of having music playing, but it will flag and your video will get removed or cut off. So that's why I don't do music. You guys are gonna make me cry. Heidi, you have green eyes and it really shows. My best friend back home, Jessica, she has, we've been like friends since middle school. She has really green eyes and hers get like crazy when she cries. Okay. All right, friend. Oh, Kristen, I love that. Everyone calls your eyes mood rings because they change with your emotions and what you wear. That is so cool. All right, you guys, I'm gonna pack lunches, and I tried making waffles today. I got a giant waffle maker. It makes 4 waffles at one time, which is fabulous if you have a big family. I'll link it one day this week. But anyways, so today I got this bright idea. I was like, I didn't have a lot of waffle mix or pancake mix. So I got this idea. I'll use part cake mix and then part of the cake mix recipe. So I did half waffle pancake mix. Then I added like half a bag of yellow cake mix. Then I added what I was supposed to add for oil. Then the cake mix had said to add 3 eggs, but I only did 1. Anyways, I ended up with this batter that when I cooked it, I have never seen a crumblier waffle in my entire life. Like, I could not even get it out of the waffle holes without it just like crumbling to pieces. So then I had to like really burn it because to get it out. Anyways, I'm gonna go clean up my waffle mess, pack some lunches. I'm at 1%. Oh, it's gonna cut me off. I love you guys so much. I hope you have the best night. Never mix your cake mix and waffle mix and extra eggs. I gotta come up with a new recipe. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.